It was mid-2022. I nearly decided to end my life. It was a moment that, you would never expect. It came out of nowhere. I was with my friends having a good time. We're at a restaurant and outside, and then all of a sudden there was a beautiful, amazing lady that decided to sit with her friend, and I was mesmerized. I was looking at her. I thought, this is exactly the type of profile of woman that I want to be with. And I kind of shared that with my friends, and obviously my friend Simon started to tease me. He's like, why don't you just talk to her? Come on, man, you can do it. Like, are you a man? And really didn't really like that comment, but, I kind of brushed it off and we continued. And then eventually, the woman decided to leave where she was at. And, all of a sudden there's a lost opportunity, and she's living, not only that, we're in OC, California, there's so much richness, and then she's living out of a McLaren, of all things. And of course, Simon keeps on repeating, come on, man, you just lost your opportunity. Are you a man? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is up with you? And what I didn't know at that moment is that I felt powerless. I just didn't know what to do. I mean, I was handling over $300,000 of debt, and I felt meaningless. I just didn't know how I could support someone like that, and I just didn't know what to do. And he kept on going, and the more that he was doing it, like, it just hit my heart deep down, and I just started to be really bothered. And during that day, he kind of gave me $10 for something else, and I took that money and I just kind of almost shoved it just right in on the table, almost like in his face, like it felt like that, and he felt it. And at that moment, I really felt that I was not only rejecting my friend fully, energetically, but also myself, and discarding who I was. And I became very silent and very upset. And on the way back, when I was with my friends, driving a Porsche, actually, I felt even more meaningless. And I was just driving back to where we were, and my friend Jason said, are you all right? I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't even have the guts, like Simon said, to talk to this lady and to do something. Who am I? And, we just arrived home, and then at the same time, like, of all that feeling that I felt, I saw this beautiful star in the sky, and I couldn't ignore it. It was so beautiful, so bright. And so I just decided to take my phone and kind of take that picture. There was an app that you can see exactly, the name of the star. So we left it at that, and then we went home, and I was talking to my friend, and I just felt so meaningless, so powerless, stuck. I didn't know what to do. I really considered, like, why am I here? And really the only reason why I didn't consider it fully is just because I couldn't bear the thought of thinking about my parents grabbing my body, and, But thankfully, my friend was there. Jason was there. My brother was there. Brother by choice. Someone that I can rely on. And he just, come on, man. Like, you've got that. You've got the charm. I've seen you. You've done a lot of great things. Don't let that happen. Don't be paralyzed. Keep on going, man. You can do this. And after 2 or 3 hours, I just decided to make a decision. I knew that I could no longer be at that situation. I could no longer be small. I could no longer be that person. And once it was over, I decided to look back on my phone, and interestingly is that the name of that star, that beautiful star, was called Safe. And it meant the sword of the giant. What you guys didn't even know is that during that conversation, I even said to Jason, Jason, if I had a field right now, a war field, a battlefield, I feel like I would have only a stick. Like, that's all I would have, all I could fight for. And then I realized that at that moment, the stick didn't really matter, because all the way I had that star that was there for me to see that and tell me, you are the star, you are the star. You have the sword of the giant. You are the giant. And also realize that all of these things that are external, it doesn't matter. You could be the most successful person in the world. You want money. You can have millions in your bank account. You can have the big companies just about to go public. But at the end of the day, this power is external. The real power, the real giant within is inside you. And so I'm here to show you that how this decision changed my life, because from that moment, I decided to take more leaps. I decided to go for my dreams. I traveled in places that were on my bucket list, the wonders of the world. I met people. I found love. And I did illogical things as well, because that's what happened when you take a leap of faith. And it also created in my heart the desire, the found desire to create a movement for the brothers, a movement for men. Because if it wasn't for Jason to be there for me that night, I might have not even be here. And my dreams would have not been realized either. And so if there's anything I want to share with you of insight, is that you got to make a decision. If you don't like what you're in right now, if you struggle, well, also remember that there's a beautiful star, and that star is you. You have that sword of the giant. You are the giant. And from that decision, you realize that all of this ceiling that you perceive, which could be financial, it could be emotional, you could see that maybe there's a feeling for my business, I don't even know how I can grow it. All of that is just an illusion, just a man-made illusion created in our mind. And the thing that I decided to do, and I encourage you to do, is to ask yourself, for the life that you really want, the dreams you really want, who do you need to be for that? What's your self-image? I had to shift my self-image. I had to shift my paradigm, see myself in a different way, not seeing myself as meaningless and powerless and someone that can't support anyone, because the power that I was trying to get externally, all I needed to do is have it inside me. And I also needed to know how to face my fears, and this is where the illogical comes in, because on the other side of fear, we know there's freedom, but this is required. That means you're going to go through the river of change. That means it's going to be uncomfortable. That means it's going to be illogical for anyone else. And that's when you're able to face that fear, it feels like you're like that horse. That horse is just ready to go at the gate. And you have that fear on your back, and you just want to kick it because you know it's going to not last. You're just going to be able to just open that gate. And once you open that gate, that fear is out. And it's all possible when you can gather as men, when it's not about competition and about the ego and what you have, because at the end of the day, that's not even your power. The power that you have is inside your heart. The power that you have is your sword of the giant. And once you are able to be in that circle of men that got your back, that can support you, collaborate with you, rise together, watch out, because the fear is going to be out. Your dream is going to come to you. You're going to be able to do the extraordinary, because at the end of the day, you're going to realize and become the giant within that you've always been. So the question I have for you right now, are you ready to take your sword back into your life?